Hi everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. I hope you're doing good and taking good care of yourself. Today I'm going to talk about how to think in English. Thinking in English is something we have to start developing in order to speak in English. This is a process for which we have to train our brain, right? And it will not happen overnight. It will take time. So you have to start training your brain to start thinking in English. And once your brain is in control, it will be much easier for you to speak in English. But how do we start thinking in English? It's not easy, but it's not difficult as well. So guys, today I'm going to take up this topic and I'm going to tell you easy ways to start thinking in English, which will help you in improving your English speaking skills or to help you with your speaking practice. Hey, I'm your communications coach and I have 10 plus years of experience in HR, and I train professionals and students to improve their communication skills, the soft skills, the English speaking skills, professional English, and overall personality development. And I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently with my experience. So stay tuned, stay connected, and watch my entire video. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, guys, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos. Do write your comments in the comment section. And don't forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. Let's get started. So how to start thinking in English? Then the problem here is whenever we want to speak in English, we are not able to come up with sentences. We are not able to come up with words to join and make sentences. So basically, we get blank and we feel short of words, right? And that is the reason we are not able to think in English. Okay. And if you're not able to think in English, our brain will not be able to help us in speaking in English, right? So, how do we speak? If we speak our own language also, our own mother tongue also, our brain help us in forming sentences, right? It is all coordinated. We comprehend things, we analyze things, and then we start speaking, right? If somebody has asked a question, for example, how are you? So the first thing we hear it and then we understand it. Okay, if somebody is asking me, how are you? And then the reflexes have to reply to this question, and suddenly your brain gets activated and then you reply to that answer that I am good, thank you, right? So it's all about the coordination. So if your brain doesn't send signal, you will not be able to comprehend or analyze or respond. So that is why thinking in English is very important. Once you start develop this habit of thinking in English, it will be much easier for you to speak in English. The first thing what we can do to start thinking in English is very simply build your vocabulary. Yes, it will sound very simple, very easy and very basic, but I'm going to tell you how building your vocabulary will help you to start thinking in English. Now, what you have to do here is whenever you are reading anything, whenever you are watching anything, whenever you are hearing anything, whatever words you come across, whatever words you feel like, this is something new for you or this is something which is very common word, take down that word. Take it down simply and start making sentences out of it. Okay, so here building up of your vocabulary doesn't only mean that if you don't know a word, you have to collect that word and start knowing its meaning in context and then similar words or opposite words and then using it in your sentences. No, I am just asking you to collect basic common words also. Just collect those common basic words, and if it is unknown for you, that will be great. You will get to know another word, right? So collect those words and start making sentences out of it. Make sure each word you make 3 different sentences from each word. Okay, For example, if I say this sentence, I have to go for Diwali shopping. I haven't even bought Diwali gifts for my friends and family. Take down the words like shopping, gifts, friends, family. Okay, so these 4 words you have collected. Now take each word and come up with 3 different sentences on it. For example, if we have collected this word shopping, I am going for shopping today. I love shopping. My shopping experience was not at all good. My shopping experience was bad. Okay, so these are the 3 sentences I've used. So, this way, what you are doing is you are putting pressure on your brain to come up with sentences in English related to this word. So, you're understanding my point? So, if you take another word which is gift and you start thinking about what sentences I can come up with in English, this is the simplest and the easiest exercise to start training your brain to think in English. Let's do it again. Let's take this word gift. I love gifts. Children love to celebrate birthdays because they get lots of gifts. Yeah. Diwali is an occasion where we exchange gifts, right? So guys, it's very easy. This is a very easy exercise, very wonderful exercise. Start getting into the habit of practicing in this way, and definitely your brain is going to get trained to think in English. So vocabulary is something which you have to focus on. Another word, if you want to take family, let's come up with 3 sentences on family. I have a big family. I'm going for a vacation with my family. I'm going on a vacation with my family. I love spending time with my family. Right? So you can come up with anything, any kind of sentences. If you want to come up with more sentences, great. You can see how many sentences you can come up with. This is also a good exercise. So you can just challenge yourself. I'm taking these 5 words and I'm going to see how many sentences I can come up with each word. Challenge yourself. See how many sentences you can come up with. Right? So this is how you can train your brain to start thinking in English. And it's very easy, guys. You can just, whenever you're reading anything, when you're listening to anything, when you're watching anything, just note down a few words. Very common general words you can note down. That is perfectly fine and that is better. And start making sentences on your own. If you can challenge yourself to make as many sentences as you can, well and good. Otherwise, 5 sentences, 3 sentences, start with 3, make it to 5, maybe more. Okay, so this is the first thing you have to do. Now, coming to the second exercise which you can do is, whenever you are listening or watching anything in your mother tongue, yes, if you're watching any serial, any movie, any dialogue, any cooking show or anything else, whatever you are watching in your mother tongue, what you can do is either then and there you can listen to one sentence, pause it and try to come up with its English substitute or CC. You can start translating that sentence in English. Yeah, it's very simple. Or if you can't go sentence by sentence, it gets very difficult for you, then what you can do is listen to the whole stuff and take out 5 minutes and start thinking about what has been said in that video or audio or whatever you are listening, reading or watching. Okay, and write a paragraph in English about it, or in 2-3 sentences you can describe what you have heard or read in English, or what you have listened to, or what you have watched in English. You can just come up with 3-4 sentences in English about whatever you were watching, listening or reading about. Okay, so this you can do whenever you are doing anything in your mother tongue, you're watching anything in your mother tongue or listening or reading anything. We do a lot of things the whole day, right? And our mother tongue is something which we mostly use. So whenever we are doing that, just take a moment, 5 minutes and start translating it into English. Any interesting conversation you had, any interesting dialogue you have heard, any interesting, story or plot you have just watched, or you have read anything, a paragraph or anything about any topic on any subject. Just take out 5 minutes to translate it into English. Come up with 3-4 sentences in the beginning, or maybe a paragraph, and see how you perform, how you do it. Okay, so this is how you will be able to start thinking in English. Whenever you hear anything or any sentence, just understand the meaning of the sentence and try to come up with your own sentence in English about what is said. Okay, you don't have to do sentence by sentence translation. For example, if I am saying I am going out, you don't have to translate I am going out in English or in Hindi or in your mother tongue, right? You have to understand what I'm trying to say. I'm going out. Now I can translate it. Okay. Or if in English also, if I'm saying I'm going out, I can express it in different ways as well. I can say I have to go. I'll not be home for an hour. So don't translate it literally. Just understand the meaning and try to come up with your own sentence which reflects the same meaning. This will be an exercise for you to start thinking in English, and this will help you in coming up with new sentences for that situation, right? So this is one thing. Now, the third exercise which I'm going to talk about is related to this exercise. Okay, now what you can do is whenever you have come up with English translation about what you have heard or listened to or read or anything else, so what you can do is, now when you got that paragraph or you have written 3-4 sentences about it, now what you can do is take that thought or take that idea and try to come up with new sentences to express the same idea. It's not difficult at all, guys. It's very easy and it's very interesting. For example, I'll give you an example and I'll show you how interesting it is. For example, I will just use 2 to 3 sentences to describe something, and then I'll tell you in how many ways I can convey the same idea. So, I'll take the same example of Diwali gifts. I have to go for Diwali shopping. I haven't got any Diwali gift for friends and family. Okay, so this idea, how I can express myself in a different way. Okay, so number 1, I haven't got any Diwali gifts for my friends and family. I have to do it at the earliest. This is one way I can convey the same idea. Next, number 2, Diwali is fast approaching. I have to shop for some Diwali gifts for my friends and family, right? So this is the second way I express the same idea, right? So these are the 2 different ways I have just spoken about how I can convey the same idea in 3 different ways. You can try for more. You can try more and more. You can come up with, you can be a little more creative. You can add something. You can just remove something. Okay. You can do a lot of things to convey the same idea. So it's not that, if you're speaking about something in a particular way, that is only right. No, you can express the same thing in 3, 4, 5 different ways. Yes. So whenever you are doing this exercise, whenever you are summarizing something or, translating something in English in 3 or 4 sentences or a paragraph, now when you've understood the idea, try to convey the same idea in 2 different ways, 2 more different ways. Okay, so start getting into this exercise. This is definitely going to help you to train your brain to think in English. And these are very interesting and easy exercises, guys. And I have just increased the difficulty level. I spoke to you about vocabulary, like when you're listening, hearing or watching anything, collect common words and start making 3 to 5 sentences or as many sentences as you can, right? Second thing is, whenever you're listening, reading or hearing something, what you can do is by sentence, you can listen to it and you can translate it in English. Okay. Or you can hear the entire thing and then you can translate it in English in a paragraph or 3, 4 sentences. Now, once that is done, what you can do is express the same idea in different ways. How many different ways you can come up with? 1, 2 or 3 different ways. It's up to you. How much you can tax your brain, how much you can put pressure on your brain to come up with new sentences to express the same idea. Okay, so the difficulty level increases. First is very easy. Second is moderate, and the third one is little challenging. But trust me on this, if you start doing it, you will enjoy this activity and you will definitely learn how to think in English. And this is very easy to practice also, guys. Get into the habit of practicing to think in English or training your brain to think in English in this way, and you will see the difference. So guys, that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep watching, and keep exploring. See you, bye-bye, and take care.